Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on I'll Find You, a romance movie set in World War II. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 7 available at Amazon.com, and Kindle Unlimited is free, and we still get paid. Now, it's all about this young fella here who grows up and falls in love with a beautiful violinist. There's one problem, because it's during World War II times. He is Catholic and she is Jewish. So not only is that a problem for World War II stuff, it's also a problem with their parents. But they are in love and they want to be together, and nothing will stop them, not even World War II. So it's pretty high stakes romance, if you ask me. I'm not sure if it's based on a true story. It feels like it could be, but it'd be pretty fantastic. He falls in love with her. Of course, the war happens. The Nazis come. They take her and her family. They put her in Auschwitz. He eventually travels back to Germany to see if she's alive and maybe to save her. He has to perform for Hitler. She's in a death camp. They eventually, his buddy, who you'll recognize from the Marvel films, is German and manages to do a performance in the camp with her playing violin, and then they try to get her out, and they say, well, let us take your violinist, and but the guards won't let her. But then the war ends. Steven Dorff plays a Nazi. that looks crazy. I've never seen him do a German accent, so that'll be weird. But eventually, and the whole movie's in this trailer. I'll say the whole movie's in the trailer. Like, you shouldn't put the ending of the movie in the trailer. You shouldn't have put this ending in it. So spoilers ahead. Stellan Skarsgård. Yeah, he's the, remember the scientist in the Marvel movies. Anyhow, the war ends, and he and her said, we're going to meet, we're going to get together. He's chasing her across this historical period, and then he meets up with her. She escapes to New York, and he meets up with her in New York, and they're together forever, the end. So I'm not sure why you would put that in the trailer. That part of it you should have left out. But I mean, it looks like a fine movie. Screenplay by David S. Ward and Bonzena Intrator. That's an interesting name. Directed by Martha Coolidge. Let's see. I don't, other than Stellan Skarsgård, who I recognize from the Marvel movies, I don't recognize any of the other actors, but they look, and Steven Dorff, with Connie Nielsen. Oh, I guess Connie, the female love interest, isn't in it that much, so it must be all about him running around the world trying to find her. Plus, I think the whole first act, or at least a good part of it, looks like it takes place when they're kids, and how they meet Skarsgård and their little kids. So they sing the opera, and oh, you've got a future. And then, of course, later he does have a future in opera, and this is his love interest, the moment he sees her kind of thing. So that's probably most of the first act. The second act is they're trying to do this relationship. The war's gearing up. Their families want to keep them apart, but their love is stronger than that. But then the war happens, and she's taken away, so he has to spend probably all of the second act trying to see, here they are being taken away, and he spends the whole second act trying to get to her. They have to play for Hitler, and eventually they get to Auschwitz and play for the camp, I guess. Are they playing for the guards? But then the war ends, and then he's trying to find her post-war. And here's Steven Dorff, who, I don't know what, he probably ends up being shot, being a bad guy. So in the end, he finds her, though. I mean, the movie's called I'll Find You. It should be called I Found You. I mean, look, It looks like a fine movie. It looks like it's produced well. You've got name actors. Um, you know, everything about this movie looks well done, except this trailer. You should not have put it in the end. You should have had it a little. Look, we know he's going to find her, but we don't want that confirmed. We want a little doubt. You want a little doubt in the audience. Well, will he find her? Yeah, he's probably going to find her. It's a romance movie. It would be kind of a downer if, like, oh no, she died 2 years ago. You're too late. I mean, who wants to see that scene? This is a romance movie. You know? Young people getting together. We want to see them get together. The ending of the movie can't be, oh no, she died. No, they're going to get together. But that being said, you want to give a little doubt to the audience, because otherwise, here the tables have turned. I mean, this has all of World War II in it. It looks like beginning to end of World War II. There's a lot in this movie. There's a lot in this movie. So, I mean, it looks, again, it looks exciting. I wonder where they shot this. There's a lot of dark scenes, a lot of scenes that take place at night. So, I mean, it's not a big budget film. I guess they must have shot part of it in Europe in order to get these buildings. But a lot of it's inside. You know, you really only need a few scenes, I guess, of planes going by and guard camps and stuff like that, and you can make it look like World War II. You can do a lot with a little, if you know what you're doing. So yeah, it looks good. It's not my kind of movie. I mean, I like the historical aspects of it. If this was a true story, it says drama movie. I think they would promote it hard as a true story if this was based, even loosely based on something that really happened. So I think this is probably total fiction, but, you know, for a romance, this is high stakes, right? I mean, World War II, the stakes don't get much higher than that. So, would I see this movie? I wouldn't go to the theaters for it. If it was streaming, maybe, I don't know. If I had, gun to my head, if I had to watch a romance movie, this would probably be one of the ones I'd pick, because at least the World War II stuff would be exciting and the stakes would be high. But, you know, I'm 55 years old. I've seen a lot of World War II movies. I mean, there's been so many of them. I've seen a lot of World War II TV shows. I've seen almost every episode of Hogan's Heroes. Not to brag. But, yeah, so, I mean, ladies, I think this will be a very high-quality romance movie. Oh, very high quality, and drama. I think this should definitely be on the top of your list if you like these kinds of movies. I think it'll be top notch. And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Please check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our news blast and our Hollywoke hot take. You'll only see it there. You won't see it on YouTube. YouTube, I'm a little too based for YouTube. And Joan and I will see you tomorrow.